T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff.
Shake it back! Does that feel good? Yeah.
What's up, Shake and Bakers? Welcome to episode 25,000 of the Shake and Bake Show with Stevie Fast, Jackson, Purple Teeth, Courtney Enders, and Lyle, the greatest movie trailer guy on the planet, Heavy Equipment Barnett.
I don't even want to try anymore.
I keep getting yelled at from people for just why I'm not putting out promo videos for the Shake and Bake Show. And I just tell them I can't top Lyle. I don't have nothing for that.
Today I said in mine, I said, this one's pointless. I'm just directing you to Lyle's. Go watch Lyle's. See you at 6:30.
Right. I just don't have anything for it.
Can I pepper Lyle real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Lyle,
Yes.
you would not be locking the world today. How long did that take you?
I'm not kidding you. I walked outside at 4:50 and I left the shop at 5:15.
You're a fucking liar.
I swear to God. I had all this planned
You
out.
worked how many hours today?
8.
When you woke up, I'd already probably been at work for 8 hours.
Just excellence is what he did.
Yeah, he woke up and pissed excellence.
Well, you worked 8 hours and failed to put out a promo video at all. So,
all right, I can't guarantee you guys a promo video for the next Shake and Bake Show because my October is crazy. But the one after that, I will fire off a promo video.
I was going to say,
if
I had an airplane and I could fly it, woo,
you'd be upside down and we'd have a badass video, but you'd be dead.
I'd be dead.
We really missed you guys. If you guys didn't see our last show, I think it was one of our best ones yet. Scotty Cannon was amazing. And It was so unbelievable that we talked internally about having a guest on for this show and just realized there was kind of no way to follow that up. And so we're just y'all are stuck with us losers tonight. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So what's been going on with you, Double C?
Well, we just hit a 3 in a rower with the old Nahara schedule and getting ready for FL2K this weekend, which would be cool. We're going to talk about it later, but we've got our documentary coming out tomorrow on Flow. So I have been busy gal the last few weeks. And also, to be fair, we did talk about After Scotty last week, just so you Shake and Bakers know.
Yes.
We hang out and we talk and we're like, last week we were like, how the fuck are we going to redo this?
You don't.
Right. What are you going to do after that?
You can't. And so we don't want a guest every time. Anyway, we just felt like this was one that you can't. I got so much feedback from the Scotty Cannon stuff at the racetrack. It was unbelievable.
We did talk briefly about having the Matt and Angie Smith combo on here. And while we're on that topic, our heartfelt well wishes to Angie Smith after her horrific crash on her motor scooter this past weekend in St. Louis. That was awful. Terrible. She got banged up pretty good. So if you guys haven't seen that, lift the rock off your head. Go find it on social media. But Angie, I think, is home now.
Tony flew her home. She was going to drive home in the motorhome with Matt.
Negative.
Yeah, and if you guys don't know what they're talking about, Angie Smith came off the bike on the top end this weekend in St. Louis, and it was a really horrific crash. When I saw it live, I didn't want to see it again. A lot of times you're like, oh my goodness, it scared the shit out of me. And our heartfelt prayers seriously goes out. Nobody wants to see that happen. That's racing family over there. And Matt, I think we've got some photos while we're on that topic of that. But yeah, she's in good spirit. She's casted up.
Both legs broken. That arm, y'all, it is just completely, it was stuck under the bike with her. And so it is just, she's going to have to skin graft. I mean, all that deal, multiple surgeries, everything. But we were at the top end when it happened. about to go through the scales, and you know how you've been around racing so much that you know how they handle things, the procedure of what comes next. The scariest part was the procedure was off on how they did this, the way that they handled it at the end of the track. I mean, I know they were doing their job. This isn't they didn't do a good job. I just was unfamiliar with some of the things they were doing, and it scared me. And Erica ran up to the fence, and of course she thinks she's a part of the safety safari, tried to get in there, but it was really, really, I've not watched the replay yet because I saw what I saw and I don't need to. But that girl, y'all, we walked in that room, she lit up, like she still had more eye makeup on than I wear to the gosh damn banquet. It's ridiculous. She still looked prettier than anything. She was in such good spirits. And the nurse, I heard the nurse tell her, like, you've been one of the toughest people, man, woman, anything that I've ever had come through this emergency room. A couple of details that she said that just proved that girl has got some grit, tenacity, and she was already talking about mad she couldn't wear her Christian Louboutins at the banquet, and she's coming back. So that's cool.
And that comment, I'm still baffled and unsure what is going on. Does anybody know why they haven't gotten the bike back?
No, like literally when we were in the hospital room with Matt, he said, like, asking Richard, like, what do you think? Why? It's never been like this. And anytime that they ask why, they just say legalities. But I don't understand because nobody passed, people have left the facility before and gone to the hospital. So I don't think it had to do with her leaving the facility, but I don't know. And I don't think as of yesterday, I don't think he knew yet either.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult when it's a performance infraction and they keep your equipment. Kind of can understand that, but I don't know why they would continue to. I'm sure they have reasoning, but I don't know why they would.
Are you sure?
Equipment. I'm sure there's reasoning
somewhere.
Scott, you're correct. If you will win the lottery, I promise you, for a couple of weekends, we'll have more fun than you've ever had in your whole life. I'm reading through some of these comments. Oh, Brad Furman. Yeah. So we're going to get to Lyle's promo video in a little bit. Brad Furman, first of all, if you guys don't know this, because Courtney never, ever partakes of wine at the racetrack, Brad tightened us up with some Four Roses and some wine for you. The only time you stopped by my pits the last weekend was to fire up the generator for Cord's mom. But thank you, Brad, for tightening us up. Phil will never make a promo video with me because Phil is scared of cameras. He doesn't like it. I've tried to get him to come on the show over and over and over, and he doesn't want to.
I did come by your pit. You were at a meeting twice.
I worked a lot in St. Louis.
Meeting. So don't even come at me. You didn't come to my pit either.
Yeah, I worked a lot in St. Louis for sure. Let's get to I got some updates on my team stuff, but let's start at the top and let's roll through Charlotte. Then we're going to talk about some gossip.
Gossip.
Well, you never know. There's always
I didn't
stuff
brew
to talk
my
about.
tea. Did I need to brew some tea?
You don't have any you have to have tea to talk about gossip?
No. Nope.
Did they have Wimbledon training at this past race, or was the skirt just?
They did.
Okay.
Oh, were you running around with the Wimbledon on there?
I was, and I only got made fun of by like 5 people, which was a much better situation than 500 the last time I wore it. So, but the guys at the starting line liked it. They told me.
Oh, good call, Bill. Parental advisory.
Oh, yeah, we need a parental advisory up because Courtney said the F word within 13 seconds of the opening of the show.
When I'm sober and I don't cuss, y'all call me boring.
Courtney, we be at Galat this weekend.
I will not. I will be at FL2K this weekend. The Flowverse is sending me to Victor's house this weekend. Big
I wouldn't be upset about that. That place is awesome.
It is awesome.
They said they brought Dimitri's car back that night. While we're talking about that, we were going to show a clip of that. We decided not to because of distaste, but Dimitri's wreck was a very unusual thing. I've never seen anything like that. And I don't want to skip the promo. I don't want to start at the top, but I know that we're going to get a lot of comments and stuff about it.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's okay. I'm hoping they can get that. They have been really, really running well, and I'm looking forward to seeing that thing back. They're gonna get it.
It was crazy. I've never seen anything quite that funky.
Do y'all know that? Is that thing there? That could be a rumor. Wesley Davis's comment.
That's what Matt had been told indirect somehow, that maybe possibly until after Pomona.
But I don't think they can get away with that.
Yeah,
I don't know anything
that long. All right, so let's start with the top of the St. Louis recap, and then we'll get going. Top Fuel. If you guys watched the race, it was a pretty one-lane racetrack for everyone. Was it in Pro Stock? Was it one lane also?
Yeah, in second round, we lost it by 1,000, and Mark all but had to come apart. He's like, that's it.
Yeah, most of the tracks we go to are two-lane racetracks. This wasn't. There was a spot for Pro Mod cars. There was a spot that you could line up way right and have a good starting line, or you could be left and have it good at the 330, but the car would run into the wall. So you have to kind of pick where you want your good track. We were unfortunate to get paired up in right, left for qualifying, so that was nice. But in Top Fuel, how about congrats to our hero, Clay Millican, for everybody's counting Clay out, and then jokers just keep
the
on
people's
getting.
champ.
Dude, the last 3 races we've had, like, people are winning in Top Fuel right now. But also, Leah came into the countdown not great, second in points right now.
Where's Clay? Clay, where you at in points?
Is he up in here?
Yeah, Clay's in there. He said the left lane is just fine, by the way.
Clay drove really well too.
Yeah, I thought and yeah, so like when you talk about Brad making that 385, if you watch Tasca's car when it made that run, he was way right at the crack. He kept it, he drove it perfect. He kept it right until it got to the bad part and then steered it over to the left to the good part. So it was good driving. Clay is 8th in points and charging.
How far are you out of the league, Clay? I know 8th, but are you a couple rounds, races?
I think the top.
I want to say it's less than a race.
I was going to say between 6 and 7. I think were the ones that were within a race.
Jumbled up pretty good. And while we're talking about Top Fuel, how about the turnaround in Doug Coletta's program?
I love it.
So not only did they bring a backup car out and just started kicking the shit out of everybody, can we possibly look at the fact that maybe the Canopy car is just not as good? I mean, you got the same guys tuning this thing. You got the same driver running it. You got the same budget. Yeah. You didn't do anything. Is there – and I don't know this. I'm just speculating. The quickest cars, I mean, generally don't have a canopy. Is there – I'd like to talk to I'd like to get a couple of Top Fuel crew chiefs' perspective on that.
Well, how many of Brittany's runs have been made? I mean, she's got the top 10, I think, on both ends or something like that. But she runs a canopy car. But right. Salinas does not.
Torrance.
Justin Ashley does. Torrance does not. Clay does not. Leah does.
Mix up.
I don't know. It just seemed like something drastically changed in a week, and Doug Coletta's kicking ass. So
listen, at the right time.
Clay, do you prefer to run an open cockpit, or is that just what you've got? Have you driven a canopy car? Which one would you rather be in?
Yeah, and like what Rim said, I know that I don't know what the weight difference is between it, but I know that the canopy car is heavier. So I think a lot of that's dependent on your driver and what you can do with weight. Clay says he's been a 362 without a canopy.
That's fast.
That's fast. Just let me do it once.
Fast.
Clay, every single time we talk at Driver's Intro, you win. We said it on camera this weekend. You know, that's the ticket. You got to find me on
shake and bake magic.
Matt, let's Clay, can you come on for a minute?
Instead of just asking you questions.
Let's see if I can figure out how to generate a link. If Clay can come on, I'm going to email you a link. I want to talk about Top Fuels and canopies. This is, believe me, not scripted. Y'all talk for a second. Wow.
What do you do when you do that, when you pull your screen down like that?
I'm looking at my taskbar. I'm trying to email Clay a link. So when I pull that down, I can't – with my camera's in my MacBook, and I can't see my taskbar with it.
Oh. You always do that. I was wondering.
Yeah, it's just something you can do.
Courtney,
what?
Speaking specifically on Pro Stock for a second, is one of the Quadra boys in a different car?
Yeah, it's been like that all year. We've been moving and changing things and all of that. Yeah.
Are they? Are they still running Frank's engines?
Not all of them. No.
Okay.
Not all of them.
Just curious.
A lot of this kind of shit with those cars lately. Trying to figure it out. They're running much better.
I was going to say Junior ran really well.
Really well. And we'll get into this in Pro Stock because there was some serious upsets, but we can kind of finish talking about Top Fuel here. Like I said, Steve Torrance and Leah Pruitt making moves at the right time. I find it very interesting also, Mr. Matt Hagan, who had a good year, came into the countdown, kind of floppy flop a little, right back up at the right time. Who did he beat in the finals? I didn't watch any of it. This weekend seemed really busy and weird.
He beat
Ladders. Here, I got it. Ladders, Top Fuel, funny car. Here we go. Oh, Ron Capps.
Yeah, the Top Fuel ladder was stacked. That was really good. From what I saw, and I got to see a lot of racing on Sunday, it was a really good racing. We'll get to that in a little bit. That was some pretty good racing. I sent Clay a link. If we can get Clay on, I want to talk a little bit about Top Fuel and where we're at, and then we can circle back to it. But in Funny Car, it is the wild, wild west. Task is peaking at the right time. It's really good.
There he is.
There he is. Hey, what other show do you have? Do you have a Top Fuel champion on demand? Like you're just like, hey, let's just see if we can get him. Clay, how you doing, buddy?
If I were griped, it would really be wrong. I mean, I left the racetrack not very far from the house with a Wally. I got a hug from Courtney on Sunday morning, and yes, I think it does help, to do the shake and bake hug on Sunday, and I get that content, and that makes my views go up on YouTube. So, yes.
And friggin' Herman himself, Kenny Wallace, out there this weekend. That was cool.
I don't think he knew who I was, but that was okay too. Kenny Wallace is who she's talking about, but
we saw him at the Cardinals game, and then he came out to the racetrack and did all kinds of stuff. That boy is wild. In that city, he signed more autographs at that baseball game. It was like we were there with Jeff Gordon. It was insane. Everybody knew who he was.
Yeah, he's definitely the man in that area.
Clay, what is up in Top Fuel right now? There is stuff going on. They're counting you out. You come out, you crush them. You're back in the mix. Like, it is exciting to watch as a fan.
It's been crazy. I mean, for us in particular, Jim O's quote is, there's a line in the sand. If the track is below 90 degrees, we're junk. But look out, when it's above 90 degrees, we win. I mean, it's like we have no in between. We cannot figure out how to make the car go down the racetrack when it's cool outside. Everybody's licking their chops, and we're going, oh, no, what are we going to do here? Because the thing just wants to shake. And Lord knows he's tried so many different things.
For sure.
And coming into this weekend, I knew it was going to be, pretty hot. And I didn't say a word, but I'm thinking, man, all the stuff he changed to make it go down a cool racetrack the last couple races, I sure hope he knows how to put it back. And he obviously did. Yeah. It's been crazy, Chicago, it was hot. Denver's always weird, and we won those. And
you never know
this weekend in Dallas.
So in Dallas, you are not wishing for a cold front. Like you want it to be 130-degree racetrack.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 100%.
So what do you attribute? Because I listen to you talk about that. Timmy Meisner's radio car, we're getting ready to go run RVW next week, is like that. If it's hot and nasty outside, I can beat you to death with it. We haven't figured out how to put the home run ball together yet. And I don't know if it's, you got a lot of smart people working on your car. So I'll be curious when you finally figure out the home run ball, if you can still do it, if you can move the car to run good here and then still get it to do it there.
Yep. The bad part is the countdown, for the most part, is on cool, good racetracks,
Right.
you know, and we lucked into a hot race here in St. Louis, and over the years, all of us have seen cold racetracks there and hot racetracks. I mean,
for sure.
You know, so we suffered, obviously, you know, Reading and Charlotte. It was relatively nice outside. You know, I hate it when I put my fire suit on, but I know that this thing's fixing to go down the racetrack, you know. And to the reason you wanted me to jump in here, canopy car, no canopy car.
That's what I want to talk about. Tell me your opinion.
So my opinion is I've never driven one, so I don't have a legit opinion. But what I do know is Steve Torrance has won a few championships in a row. He didn't last year, but no canopy car. I've still got one of the quickest runs ever, 3.628. The national record's 3.623. I'm still the quickest car ever in the 8th mile, 2.89. I'm not the fastest, but I'm still the quickest. And I can't give you an honest answer, but what I do know is a dragster likes no weight in the center of the car. I weigh 140 pounds. That's always been a huge advantage for me.
If you want a fat guy, make your car faster, call me.
We weigh the same.
Oh man, but I'm not getting in on the weight thing with you, Courtney. I'm not getting down that path at all, you know, but
it's fine.
I just think adding that weight right there in the center of the car is just not good. We all know dragsters work off of arching, and you're putting that weight in a spot that it's taken away from the performance of the car, in my opinion. Aerodynamically, who knows? Because I don't think anybody really knows the true aerodynamics of a top fuel car, because you can put it in a wind tunnel, but you can't make it arch. You know, where a funny car's got a solid body, and what the chassis is doing is not as important. Where the dragster really needs to be like on a rolling road, and we're talking Formula One kind of money to do that sort of thing. We can't do that. So aerodynamically, I don't know, but obviously this is an unusual thing. I left this weekend with top speed of the meet at 334. You know, I mean, that's not crazy big numbers, because we've seen a lot of 338 mile an hour runs out of the top fuel cars. But now I'm hearing rumors, and I think it's the dumbest thing ever if it happens, that they're going to require us to add fire bottles to our car, because canopy cars have to have fire bottles. And Lyle, I know that's a weird thing for me to say with you in here, but the top fuel car is not exactly like a funny car or a pro car, that sort of thing.
Not at all.
But I feel like they're attempting to penalize the cars that are not canopy cars by making us add those. It's basically, you know, we're going to add 20 or 30 pounds or however much fire bottles weigh. I don't even know. Plus the expense of doing it. So, I mean, if you're going to make us all, you know, make the chassis all weigh the same, then just make us put weight on. Don't make us buy fire bottles. You know,
has anybody ever pulled 20 pounds of fire retardant in a capsule in a canopy?
I honestly,
what would you do?
I don't know.
I mean, that in itself is dangerous. Like, I don't want to pull a fire bottle in a door car, and it's got 4 times the space inside there as a canopy does. Like, some folks need to get a little halon in there and take them a deep breath of it, and then call me back on that. And Lyle's going to hate me on this too, but I petrified of pulling my fire bottle, because if I can't get out before it's time to.
No, that's why we switched to strictly to fire aid, you know, several years ago. Is it doesn't rob the oxygen from the air. It extinguishes the fire itself, and it's water based, but it doesn't do that. So yeah, I wouldn't want to pull a halon bottle in a.
Yeah, so it's saying they're using a 5-pound system. That makes sense. Do you know what the weight difference is between the canopy and the non-canopy? The actual capsule? I've heard 22 or something pounds, or
that's what I'm told. It's like 30 pounds. And I see Josh says they use a 5-pound system, so it's not as much as I thought, but still.
Right, I was thinking they had 2 10-pound fire bottles or something piled up.
Yeah. I didn't know, because I've never, you know, messed with the canopy cars at all. But anytime you're adding weight to the middle of a dragster, it's not a good thing. You know, the reason you see big guys drive funny cars, because like Matt Hagan, he's sitting on top of the tires. If you want to add weight, let's put it right on top of the tires. That's what you want to do. But I don't know. Canopy cars, I just don't see the need in it. And Doug Paletta has definitely proved it, you know, and then you look at his teammate, they don't have a canopy car. Sean Langdon's not driving one, you know, so.
Right. When you look at speed, while we're talking about speed in a Top Fuel car, I ask Phil Schuler all the time about performance, not because I know what he's talking about or because I can understand it, but because I just am curious about speed. Like, speed is what drives us as crew chiefs. Some guys run really good at 324, 325. Some folks, run big speed. And Phil always tells me that the 8th mile time and speed is application, and the quarter mile, that 1,000-foot speed is how good of condition the engine is when it gets there. Like, is it beat up? Are the rings still in it? What is your opinion on speed? Like, is it something that your guys really pay attention to, running big speed, or do you just care about the number at the bottom?
Me personally, Jimbo's really the one to ask, but me personally, all I care about is the ET. That's what's going to turn the wind light on. Doesn't really matter. And truth be told, I'm a guy that if I know I'm ahead, I'm clipping it off a little early. I've got that budget in mind all the time. The only full run I made all week, actually, I made 2. I made one when we went 334 in qualifying, and final round, I went 1,030 feet. So I was 30 feet long. The majority of the time, I'm
330 miles an hour.
No big.
Yeah, I mean, the majority of the time I'm clipping the thing a little early just because I don't want its tongue hanging out. Right. But back to what Phil said, he is 100% right. How good a shape is the engine at? But to expand on that just a little bit, I guess I need to tell this first. Nitro cars have a rev limiter. So if I think it's 2.7 seconds, if the engine's at 8,000 RPM, it starts pulling timing away from the engine. Right. And we can't adjust that. We can't get to it, or you're not supposed to. I know we've never done it, but the teams that are not worried about their budget, what they will do at like 2.6 seconds, if they're running, let's say 60 degrees of timing, they might jack that timing up to 70 degrees. And that way, when the rev limiter hits, it's not pulling it out of where we want it.
I got you. They'll run it up and actually dang it and then run it back down. Right. That makes sense.
Yep. And we never do that because it's all fine and dandy and the thing will continue to run. But if it's got a hole out and you add 10 degrees of timing, now all of a sudden it's much, much worse situation than what it would have been.
And one thing we have seen this year that, you guys always tear up motors periodically. It's part of the beast. But we've seen more big bangs this year than what I've seen in years past. More boom, like, blowers hanging off and stuff like that. So you can tell everybody's pushing it hard as it'll go.
Yeah, we've had a few of those, and that's partly – in our case, one time it was an electrical issue and the thing just absolutely sneezed and was impressive, but everybody's pushing. I mean, we just saw Mike Salinas go 300 in the 8th mile, which is ridiculous. Absolutely insane.
How fast have you been to the 8th, Clay?
I have been 296.
Right.
So much slower.
Yeah, but still, it's just like anything. Like that'll be the last major. I don't want to say the last major milestone, but like going 300 miles an hour in the 8th mile, that's a big deal. Yeah. And it just nobody was ready for it because we didn't have mine shaft conditions, and the track. Everybody's complaining about, Charlotte a little bit about the track, and then they go out there and just rip it. Wow, those great.
Yep. Yeah, it's nitro cars. I mean, they got a mind of their own, and most race cars do, but nitro cars really do. If you catch it just right, it'll do amazing things. And then on the flip side of it, it'll have the blower hanging off, like you said.
It's not much different than a Pro Mod car. Yeah, we'll get a lot of comments in the comment. If you guys don't follow Top Fuel Racing, there's some really cool stuff that they do with these things that you just don't think is normal. Like, I've had Phil tell me before, I'll call them and they'll be running bad. Not this year, but other past. I'd be like, what's wrong? He's like, we moved the trigger on the engine because we can't get enough timing in it. I was like, Phil, what do you got, about 32 degrees? He's like, no, we went from 60 to 65. And I'm like, God, I want to run 60 degrees of timing.
Yeah.
And looking at some of the runs, I've been privileged to been in the trailers and seen some of the runs that you guys make. It is unbelievable how on the edge it is when it runs well.
It
G-meter's jagged and ripping. The drive shaft looks like this. And we're so used to having to be perfect on a door car to run good. You guys don't really make a perfect run. It's just raggedy and blowing up from A to B.
No. I mean, I was trying to comment quick as I could before I hopped on here. You know, we was talking about the racetrack there. I've got a jagged, crazy looking front wheel going down the racetrack there. Like it had the front end on the ground sometimes it didn't. You know, I made some really crooked runs, but it's hard to steer when the front tires ain't touching the ground, you know, and it's just from the track being bumpy and, you know, and Lord knows Jimmo had me line up in some weird places and you know, you just kind of picked your spot and kind of knew where the car was going to go. And dragsters are a little weird. You know, yes, we try to put them where the traction is. And, you know, sometimes Jimmo's like, you know, at 400 feet, I need you to be over here. And, you know, then you might have to be back over there. But
do you really steer them around going down the track?
You do when it's bad.
Right. So like, you know, if he tells you, hey, when you go by that cone, you need to be a half a car over, you can do that. That's pretty badass.
If the front end's on the ground. And like I say, at St. Louis, we made several runs where it was not. Now, I'm not telling y'all we made full wheelie runs, but I'm telling you the front. We watch a graph, you know, and you'll see it drop out. Well, when the front wheel drops out, that means it's not spinning. If it's not spinning, that's because it's not on the ground, you know. So, but the dragsters will get that sachet going. If y'all ever watch them on TV from behind, a lot of times it's the driver. If we miss one move, once it starts it's like a slinky. I'm showing my age. I'm not a slinky. You can't catch it. Now you can complete the run. And I made a bunch of runs this weekend because the thing just didn't want to keep the front end on the ground all the time. And it starts that sachet and you just slinky your way down through there.
And you just stay with it. Do you just quit driving it? I mean, and let it do it? Or do you have to chase it and get it to do it?
You kind of got to stay with it because it you know, it'll want a sachet and just keep going. So you got to try to catch it. But then all that does is unload the car. And then once the chassis kind of gets loaded, it shoots it back the other way, you know, and some of that, the tires too, because they get so out of round and wobbly, you know, and I'm talking about a dragster. Imagine a funny car, you know, it's insane.
When you look at wheel speed, so on a Pro Mod car, it's a little different. Our first 300 feet is very much about how you point it. We have zero steering input for 300 feet. My left front tire graph is flat for 2.3 seconds, right? And the right front, you'll get it a little bit. You can kind of bark it over. After that, you just got to be in the right spot and not overdrive it. And you'll see guys that start chasing it. Our cars will just turn around backwards. Like they have no wing and no downforce. But it's cool to hear different perspective of driving different stuff.
Yeah, you know, I watch, you know, whether it be Erica or you, Stevie, or Lyle or whatever. When I catch an in-car video, it's almost like I see you guys just lock your left arm kind of into the seat and your side, and you're just there. You know? Yeah,
so when I pour my insert, I pour a puck for my elbow to fit it in between my seat and the X bar of the door. And when I'm teaching someone to drive one of these, or when I have a customer, I'll always call it chicken wing, and I'll tell them, you can drive that car as much as you want to. If you have to poke your elbow out, stop. That's your limit that you're driving it too far. So that's why you'll see them do that, because it literally takes this much input. And if you chicken wing and have to start driving on it, it's too far out of shape.
So basically, you're driving with your wrist.
Pretty much.
What I mean? Like you're just a little wheel.
And when I got in the funny car, it took me 3 or 4 runs to not run into the wall, because I would leave and you're sitting in there and I'm like doing like this. And Jim looks at me. He's like, turn it 90 degrees and get it over there, and then turn it back. And it took me a little bit to get the hang of doing that. Oh. You don't want to get out of an alcohol funny car and get in a Pro Mod back and forth at all. That's bad. Like, you're going to crash one of them. Or both of them. You might crash both of them.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Clay, you got any sponsor stuff going on? You need to plug anybody? Man, what's next for you? Are you nervous about Dallas? Are you excited?
I am pumped and excited about Dallas for sure. You know, and the sponsor stuff. I want to hop back to St. Louis this weekend. For any of us old hot rodders and young hot rodders, how cool was it to have the big old comp cams and Edelbrock on the car this weekend? You know, there's not any more 2 names that are coincide with hot rodding than Edelbrock comp cams. You know,
that was a good looking race car. I love the nostalgia.
Yeah.
And like you said in your video, you said this thing looks fast. It does look fast.
Yeah, it was fast. It was good. And since we're on here and we can talk, Dentley will be rolling to Edelbrock on Saturday. Twin turbo rolling down the highway. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I can't talk any trash. I got no competition for you. No competition.
I will be
there. But I do want to go ride with you.
But you can drive it, brother. You can.
Don't let me tell you. It'll go slower and tear up. Don't do it.
Yeah, but
I just let me close to it.
I want you to drive it because I want to get a video of Stevie Fast driving a turbo.
I've only drove one ever. There is a video if you really find it, and I destroyed it in 300 feet.
I was there.
And Lyle and Stevie, I hate to break it to y'all, but I think maybe Dallas will be the time that y'all officially lose because I'm going to do everything I can to warm up Clay Millican's race car.
Whatever.
We've talked about it. We're filming something for Flo. I'm going to annoy him enough to where he lets me do it.
Well, I am going to bolt some grounds on the coils so that it won't start. They're just going to be trying to spin it over.
Clay's car is in Mooresville, like right down the road. I'll just hop on down there and make them fire it up on the jacks, and y'all can.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, you can probably win unless you tell me and Lyle about it that you want to win. If it's important to you, we're not going to let you have it.
Listen, we do it for the gram. I'm here for the show. I like to create a little drama, you know.
Different
approach going into Dallas, or you just guys going in there cool as a cucumber?
Cool as a cucumber. I mean, you know, this is a dime per dome line. You're only as good as your last time slip. And my last time slip, it had a W on the bottom of it there.
There you go. Billy Stockland would always tell me, I don't care how we get it. We just don't want no yellow time slips. He'd always say we want the white time slip. So,
exactly.
You get it. Well, Clay, we appreciate you coming on, brother. Yeah. And thank you for you Shake and Bakers. We had zero plans for this. We got excited about canopies. It's awesome that we have a sport where you can take time and give back to the fans like that.
Oh, I was already tuned in, waiting on it. Me and Courtney were texting about midnight last night. I'm going to Dallas early. We're going to film some stuff. We're going to have fajitas one night. And can't wait.
We're going to play with the dogs. It's funny on my sheet today. It was like dogs and Donna.
Dogs and Donna. Dogs and Donna. And fajitas.
Fajitas get you a yellow time slip from me, Clay. So
man.
Enjoy it there, buddy.
Don't you worry. Clay and I'll have fun in Dallas this weekend, all right?
Hey, if you had some fajitas in St. Louis and one, I'd have fajitas every day. I just keep on making it happen.
Are you going to the Fan Fest in Dallas this weekend?
Absolutely. I got to go down there, and I've got a picture of me and Lyle with that big old bull. I can't think of the bull's name.
Oliver.
Yep. I will be there. That Fan Fest is a lot of fun. It really is.
All you Texas people on here, if you guys are not planning on coming to the Stampede of Speed, you've got to. There is something starting this weekend every single night at the racetrack, ending with the Fan Fest on Thursday, which is one of the biggest ones that we do. Clay and all the other stars of our sport will be there. So if you guys are close, y'all have got to check out Stampede of Speed this weekend.
And for you Texas Pro Mod competitors, for the first time ever, one of you guys will get to win the Pro Mod race at the Stampede of Speed because I'm not coming this year. So I know that nobody's ever won it but me, and I know nobody's won it but Baker in our car. But this coming week, you have a chance. So don't stay home just because I outran you by 1,500 last year.
Blah, blah.
I remember a big money race there last year under the lights.
Yeah, yep. I don't know if the Texas economy has recovered from that $140 I knocked Bubba Stanton out for last year, but I'm hoping that it has.
I think we're doing all right.
Well, I think y'all think you still back. The lights are back on because when I left, they pulled the power out. Like the
I didn't know. I was with you. Shit, I roll with winners.
Okay. Awesome. Look forward to seeing you crush everybody, Clay. Thank you for coming on, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Clay. Congratulations.
Donna, pet them puppy dogs. What a great ambassador of our sport. I mean, that's a who else can just call up somebody the top fuel champion? It's really cool. And it's not that it's us. It's the fact that Clay is such a down-to-earth person that he likes hanging out with the fans and with us and watching the show. And it's
he watches every week. And what's cool is honestly, like, really that should have been the guest if we were going to have a guest this weekend. And so it worked out fate. But Shake and Bakers, just because we say no guest does not mean no guest.
That's right. Hey, well, before we get back into anything classy, you got any red shorts on?
No, I'm blue shorts on. Like, because I'm being an American.
Are you red, white, and blue? Let's see them. All right. You look like you have Superman tights on.
Well, they're workout shorts. It's like if you go to a meeting when you work virtually and you just like dress.
You have on like suit and then you're in boxers under there?
Yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. And I got my cougar slippers on because I'm getting old.
Clay definitely loves fajitas, so we didn't even ask him.
Oh, yeah. Clay's made it clear. We've got fajitas in Dallas next weekend.
All right, man. I got to go back through we're going to get into funny car. I got to get back through the comments, make sure.
Well, I can kind of, while you read some of the comments, I can kind of get through that. We did talk about funny car. We talked about Hagen coming back around, Tasca peaking at the right time. Ron Cap's always in the mix. Blake Alexander went some rounds this weekend, which is cool to see because he didn't go to Charlotte. And then you come back into the countdown and spoil some people's day that were very much in the mix. So that's kind of cool. What? Is that number 3 or 4?
Yeah, we got to update the Boozo meter.
3. So then we go down to Pro Stock. And Pro Stock...
Before we get on from there, all right, who do you like? Because we don't have a race really. Who do you like to mix it up for the championship and Top Fuel? We're going to go down through the classes.
All right,
because there's legitimately a lot of them that can win it.
So here's what it is. It's Doug, 47 back is Leah, 51 back. When I say this, guys, I mean from number 1.
Right.
47 back is Leah, 51 back is Torrance, 77 back is Justin Ashley. 96 back is Antron Brown. So that's 5 racers within one race of each other. Mike Salinas, 124. Shocker of everybody's deal right now, I think, is Brittany Force with a race and a half back.
I don't think Doug Coletta fucks this up.
The world has been waiting for Doug Coletta to win a championship.
How awesome would it be if Doug and Clay were racing for it in Pomona?
Come the frick on.
I'll come out there. I'm coming out there.
Yeah. Well, I want to keep going down the list. Then Clay Millican right behind Brittany. Tony Schumacher, $185 out of first. Austin Prock, $186. Out of the top 10, Sean Langdon and Josh Hart, who had a stellar start to the season. So that is crazy.
Leah's car is running really well, she will tell you she is just having a tough time leaving the starting line.
I think it's just Doug Coletta magic. I think I would venture to say that Justin Ashley's got to have one more good one in him to just kind of hang on for a second. You know what I mean? He started so strong too, but
Antron he's ran really well.
Think about it here. One of these top 3 or 4, just like what happened in Pro Stock this weekend that we're going to talk about, goes out first round, door wide freaking open because it's all within one race. I mean, it is nowhere near. I feel like all 4 3 bikes are in their own range here, but 3 pro classes. This is the tightest it's been. Like, I don't see anybody but Gage Herrera locking this shit up in Vegas at all.
You're not talking about somebody getting it done.
All right, funny car before we move on to the Pro Stock and the real race cars. Who do you like to run it for it in funny car?
So we got Bob Tasca in first. 6 points behind him is Robert Height. 13 points behind him is Matt Hagen. And 33 points behind him is Ron Capps. And then it's a race and a half.
You can just flip the coin.
Right. Any of those you got 4 people that are focused, and not 4 people. You have 4 teams. You got about
within 2 rounds.
People.
And the
2 rounds.
4 baddest dudes in funny car.
Right. Folks, it will just kill you. Man, I love our sport. God, especially this time of year.
I have no thoughts on funny car. You can't.
No, I mean, I would literally just, if you put 4 buckets and I could not see the names and I had to throw a ball in one, that would just be the one I went with. Yeah.
Fuck it and fuck it.
I want to address a couple of comments on our way through the Pro Stock classes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so this was on my list, but as you guys commented on it, I'll bring it up. I was shocked to hear that Jay was stepping away. I haven't called him. I dog him out a lot, but I have respect for him as a racer. I haven't talked to him, but I don't think he's leaving the sport. I think he is making a decision to spend some time with his family.
Yep. Doing
what we do is very, very difficult, and it is all time consuming, especially if you want to run at the top. So I definitely understand it. Like I can tell you, I understand it. I imagine the bug will bite, and it's what normally happens. He'll be back in a car.
He did say, we quoted him in the article, that he is not retiring. He's not quitting. Right. He's just stepping away. His kids are at a really cool age. And if y'all follow him on Instagram, Facebook, even TikTok now, he's a freaking boomer on TikTok. I love it. And it's all about his kids, and he's making some cool memories with them. And I think that's cool. But racing needs attitudes like Jay Cox, man. I'm as the top end girl at PDRA, I'm sad to lose him because he's always one I can count on for some shit.
He'll give you some content.
He is great.
All right, let's talk about
Pro Stock. Erica told you to in the chat, Lyle. Erica told you.
I saw it.
So
I saw it.
Do what the queen says. Pro Stock first round of eliminations was freaking hairy. Dallas Glenn and Matt Hartford go out first round, and those were the only ones around Erica for that second. So Erica takes the points lead after winning first round. Greg Anderson goes on to win the race and goes from like 8th to gosh damn second in a second.
How many races has he won in the countdown? Is that 2 or 3?
He's only won 2 races this year, and they were 2
in the countdown
just now.
Yeah.
So he's I don't know. I got to look at the points, but he's pretty close to E right now. It's the same thing. It is so tight.
No.
He's 25 back. What?
Nothing. Everybody's bagging on Lyle. Hold on, I gotta stop and ask this question. We will have a full field in Las Vegas. We will have. I don't know if it'll be the only one, but from what I understand, we'll have the only class that's had full fields all year. And we are crediting that to the hard work by Debbie O'Rourke at Finish Line Consultants and the group of folks and our racers that are really pulling out the stop to support our class. We'll get to that when we get to the real race.
I wouldn't be surprised if there aren't 3 or 4 that you haven't seen all year long to come in to try to
kind of mix things up. All right, so keep on going.
The sugar tree. So we got EE in first, Greg 25 behind her, 38 behind is Matt, and then Dallas fell to 4th at 64. Aaron Stanfield still only 73 points back. He runnered up this weekend, which boosted him tremendously. TJ's 107. So same thing. We've got 5 cars within one race. And like we saw this weekend, you go out first round, that's a race. Anything can happen. It is so tight. It is so stressful.
Y'all have 3 left?
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at the focus in the pro stock category, you can very much tell that showing up in the countdown, both with your A equipment and your A driving game, is very prevalent. Everybody just kind of bam steps it right up.
Yep. And
obviously, your pick is for Double E to win, but who are you most worried about that can take it from her?
I told this yesterday. I told Erica this last night, actually. All the things, all the variables, all the new people, all the new girls, all the young guns that they've been talking about that's reinvigorated pro stock, don't give a shit. It's always Erica and Greg. It's Erica and Greg, in my opinion. That's what it's going to come down to. Matt has had a tremendous year. Nobody likes to race him, especially late in the day. Erica even said the other day, sorry, E, I'd rather have him second round. She was slotted to have him second round. Rather take care of him when we can and just know when it's going to be. But
don't let him get some momentum.
Yep. And our goal through this whole thing, and we haven't won a race in the countdown yet, but have qualified number 1 at every race, and little, down about it. But I said, our goal is to go to this. You go to the semis. You get all the
semis every race
points you can get. You do not have weekends like, unfortunately, Dallas and Matt had last weekend that are just tremendous momentum.
Not this late in the year.
Number 1, she's got 3 yellow hats, and we've been semi in and out. And we're headed to Dallas and Vegas and Pomona, which have been very good to her. So I say it's going to come down between Erica and Greg.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the hottest rivalry in the sport right now.
Period.
No doubt. Yeah.
And while we're on that, what about Jason Line? Give us a little insight right there.
So
why do you get all lit up by stuff like that?
Because people who aren't in the pro stock fence don't understand, I think, what a sugar tree shaker this was for not only to have him come over and start helping us. He kind of made his debut with us in Brainerd. Wouldn't come to the starting line. He's so funny. If y'all know Jason, he wants no attention, no nothing. But then it was announced that he's going to be driving one of our cars at the pro race. And it's funny. I asked Richard, I go, which car? He goes, don't make a fuck. I'll find one. He's running.
And he will. Go pull the championship car out of.
I know they have a plan, but it was just funny that's so. It's a real rivalry in that sense. You know, we talk about everybody's been puppies and kittens and we all like each other nowadays. We've worked together to grow the class, which we have, but this has thrown a monkey wrench into that harmony, if you will.
And the McGahey boys,
both
ripping the 006, 007.
That's the first time both of those cars have been in the second round. And I think Alan said 2 years.
Unreal.
Wow.
Really? Yeah. They hadn't won a round in that long?
Together. No, when both of them were
when both of them were in the second round.
Yeah. And this was the first time Erica hadn't won in St. Louis since I think they said 2018.
Way to go, E.
Yeah, you really screwed the pooch, Erica.
Appreciate that. Maybe that's why I'm in a bad mood tonight. Appreciate it.
So anyway, Pro Stock Motorcycle. Is there even anything to say?
No, there's not.
Not really.
I don't even know why we even talk about it anymore. Gage Herrera is just laying his dong right across the front fairing of every other motorcycle in the class, and it's not even fair.
There's just wiener everywhere. There's just a lot of wiener.
I love Gage. I think it's cool. But if you didn't want Matt Smith,
and then
I'm going to say something serious.
Sorry, we're talking about wieners.
God dang. I love Gage. I think his success is great. He's a good dude. But if you didn't want Matt Smith to win this weekend, there's something wrong with you.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
We all wanted to see Matt Smith win this weekend.
Yeah, I just want to see a good race. And I was pulling for Matt Smith to win this weekend, too, after what happened. But I want to see some people step up on bikes and race.
He's 99 points out, and then Hector's 126 behind.
They have a performance advantage.
Yeah. And
I'm curious about that too. If they're going to field a bike, who's going to ride it? I don't know that.
Sure.
Well, they had Joey blocking for him this weekend. I don't know what they would shuffle around in that sense. But what was really cool also, guys, was at the top end, Corey Reed was the one running Angie when the incident happened. And ironically enough, he was the last bad incident that we had on a Pro Stock motorcycle. We were also down by the scales when that happened. He was so tore up about it. And then Joey comes down, Matt comes down, and the unanimous decision for all of the MSR bikes to just not even F with that round, or even talking about not screwing with it the next day. But y'all know Angie. Anybody who knows Angie, if she wouldn't have been able to voice that she wanted Matt and the rest of them to race that next day, can you imagine if she was unconscious, woke up, found out Matt skipped the race?
Kill all of them.
Him.
She would kill all of them.
All of them. So if anybody had any kind of distaste about them racing that next day, you don't know Angie Smith.
Let me ask you a question. How many team bikes how many people are on Gage Herrera's team, people that run the deal? How many of them are on that team?
That ride?
No, 2 bikes. It's a 2-bike team. It's a 4-bike team. Okay. 2. So I keep hearing this over and over again about him having something on his bike. Let me tell you something. It'd be on the other bike too. They're not going to field a bike, a 2-bike team, and one of them outrun the other one by a 10th all the time.
And one's the banner guy, Eddie freaking
Right. One's steady Eddie. Eddie's not going to be like, you know what? You have all the good motors.
Yeah. Hey,
I don't need any good motors. So
no, I agree. Maybe we need to get Eddie on here.
Oh, Eddie would be a good guest.
Eddie would be a great guest. Eddie's funny. He's a smart ass. He would be a good guest.
Somebody asked about Angie's. We talked about Angie's bike earlier in the show. We have no idea why. We don't know what's going on, but they do still have it. I don't know who knows what about the Tony Stewart DQ deal in Charlotte.
Oh yeah, I've got that on my list. Yeah, let's clear that up.
They found something illegal and wrong with the mag or the mags. I just know that they weren't right.
There was a Competition Plus article that came out that confirmed some scuttlebutt. Again, I know nothing about this. I just read the internet. That they had bought it from another team, like they always had, and then that team had kind of told the NHRA to check on some shit. Again, it's Competition Plus. I don't really know. Drag Illustrated never reported on it, which means the story was not confirmed because that's the way that Drag Illustrated rolls. So I don't know.
Here's what I got. I immediately heard all this negative press about Tony Stewart and they're cheating and all that stuff.
Ain't got nothing to do
What
with it.
happened is you're leaving blue shorts,
I can
old
listen.
blue shorts.
Have to get another drink.
Oh yeah. So those cars have to have a sealed stock 44 amp magneto. One or two of the mags had more. You can make those things up to 60 amps if you. And we have in the past had high amperage magnetos. In our combination, it doesn't run any different or any better because our combination is not limited by fuel; it's limited by air. And what that means is we're limited by valve size and overdrive and how much air the engine can consume. So having a hotter ignition doesn't necessarily make it run better. Again, just like I'm going to say on Gage Carrera's car, if they meant to do it, their team car would have had it also. The team car was fine. I call it a misstep. And it's definitely not Tony Stewart's fault.
No.
He doesn't pick components or know what mag is on the car.
He shows up with his helmet for that deal. That's what he signed up for.
So I appreciate NHRA having the balls to do that because Tony Stewart's their poster boy right now. Like everywhere you go, in every drag racing article is Tony Stewart. And for them to do that, takes a big old set of nuts. So while it does suck, kudos to them for being able to do that or having the balls.
And it kind of made the championship game a little bit funky because Julie ended up winning that race. And I think they're pretty neck and neck. I don't know what happened if they even ran.
It's very, very close.
Tight now. It wasn't tight and now it's tight. And what a story for all of that.
Somebody asked, coincidence or do they check everyone's? I heard that they checked all the fast cars mags.
They went through the fuel pits and checked everybody. We got approached in Pro Mod about it. There's not a lot of guys that run mags. I can tell you this, in the last several races, there has been an increase in tech by the NHRA tech department, and I think it's a good thing. Yep. It seems to be random, but it's enough to keep everybody honest. And I always want
there's a lot going on in Pro Stock.
Woo-wee! Tell us about it. What's going on?
Yeah, can you talk about any of that?
Yeah.
I hope so. Because
right now your phone's like
yeah, well, I do keep it up there just in case. So Erica just blurt me but I mean it's no secret. You can see what's happening. We're fueling up in the lanes again.
Right.
If you have a Twitter account, go look at was posted #ProStock the other day from a certain PR person about some just some approval process. Not saying anybody's running anything illegal, but just some approval processes may be being skated over. And again, I don't know. I just read the internet and report, but tensions are fucking high because of shit like that. And 3 races ago, we started to fuel up in the lanes. That was at request. I don't think it's any secret here either. And sorry if I'm doing this, but it's the way it is. That was a request of Dallas Glenn. So a few years ago, the McGahays want to do it. We did it one time. This is at his request now. And I think till the end of the year, we're doing it. And there's just, like I said, the harmony that we all have in the beginning of the year and making the class great. 1922 cars. It's the 3rd, 4th race of the countdown. That shit's over.
Right. But does it? Yeah. Nobody likes putting gas in your car in the lanes, but just knowing that everybody has legal fuel randomly, that's a good thing.
It is a good thing, but just having to do that that was
dumb. Oh, it's a pain in the ass and nobody likes it.
Like, screw you, man. Like, were you saying we're cheating just because somebody says they want?
If they would let us do stupid shit like that in Pro Mod, I would request everybody fuel up in the lanes. You have to hop on one foot while you set your rear tires. Like they don't let us do stuff like that.
Yeah. So it's funny because it happens every year, but it's just like whoever the one that said to do it, whoever the one that like officially requested it, that's just the way that it goes. It falls that way. But crew guys will have a little banter in the staging lanes about it, and it's just, but that's what's cool about it. And it creates this different air and this different vibe that is the countdown. You know, it's like,
I love being a drag racing fan. One cool thing about Pro Mod ending in Vegas is I get to just be a race fan in Pomona, and it's one of my favorite times of the year. I got a couple of questions. I do not know yet if I'm going to be back full season. I have multiple cars being constructed at multiple chassis shops, and if I could whip them and make them move any faster, I would. But I am missing cars. I just need chassis. So more news on that coming out. Let's get to Pro Mod.
There you
Finally.
go.
All the bullshit is over with. Go pee or something, and let me and Lyle steer this ship off the damn cliff.
I follow Pro Mod too.
Let's we'll get back to that question in a little bit. If you guys is there anything else we need to cover from Charlotte that we missed? I know Pro Mods weren't in Charlotte, but did we miss anything? Because we got illegal magnetos and getting thrown out.
The main storyline for Charlotte, to be honest, was Top Fuel and Funny Car round 1. Same thing that happened in Pro Stock this weekend. Everybody was freaking out. That was the craziest round 1 I've ever seen.
Okay.
But
all right. So that wraps that up.
Yep.
So Pro Mod rolls into St. Louis with 2 races left for the championship. We were scheduled to have 19 or 20 cars. Something happened. A couple of folks had to leave that were actually already at the event. We ended up with 18. It was a really good show for the fans. Difficult being a 1-lane track, but exciting drag racing nonetheless. Pro Mod, very much like Pro Stock, everybody's pulling their big wiener out right now. So like, if you haven't seen any wieners, like you can see some wieners right now. Bang.
Do what?
Nice shirt.
Thank you. You're welcome, David.
Y'all are so cute. Who led the qualifying sheet? Jason Scruggs led qualifying again.
Like from start to finish.
From start to finish. They continue to be extremely impressive with that Roots blower car. I think the highlight of the race to me was seeing Jordan Lasik come out with a car that has been sitting with flat tires in the shop for 3 or 4 months, pumping up the tires, bringing it out, and just terrified, just destroying the field. Not destroying it in ET, but they were there. They were right there. They ran through the field, drove good, and the Bahrain 1 racing team continues to dominate NHRA Pro Mod on all levels.
Yep.
And, one thing that I have really noticed about that team growing this year is several years ago when I was part of building that team, it wasn't running like a machine like it is now. We were testing in Bowling Green. They had 3 cars there that they were testing. They're the only team in testing that puts up 3 awnings, 3 complete setups in testing because they want to test like they race. We get to the racetrack at 7 a.m. to run at 9. They're all there. We leave at night. We're done. They're all there. And all that matters. And I've talked to my guys about it. I told them those guys over there, they want to win. And they are tearing the field up.
What do you think is going to happen?
I don't know. All I can tell you is that for 3 races internally, the Pro Charger was eliminated. The rules are not fair. No one can win. They've penalized us. We still can't run. And the Pro Chargers have won the last 2 races. It is really good to see somebody untuck that thing and swing it around a little bit.
God, so many wiener references tonight.
Right.
My God.
Really good racing all around, though. Chris Thorne, I think, is still leading the points. Got Justin Bond, the Canadian Moose Man, right behind him with the Flying Maple Leaf, and it is going to be a showdown in Vegas. I am excited. Our team had a really difficult weekend. It's my fault, and we struggled. We missed the field. We missed the field by 100th, qualified 17th, and I wanted to start a shotgun, as we were talking about before the deal. Yeah, not good times over here.
Chris Thorne is still in first, 1019. Justin Bond's got 988. Castellana 969.
That is a group of guys who absolutely can get it.
Said it.
And even further, sorry.
Go ahead.
Jason Lee. So Castellan is 969, Jason Lee 950, Stan Shelton 928, Dimitri 913. So I mean, within 100 points again, broken record, top 6.
I said it mid-year probably. Like if you let Chris Thorne get close towards the end, you just can't, like that dude. You can't rattle him.
The only thing that's going to get him is the dry air in Vegas. If he gets got, it's not going to be Chris Thorne's driving. That dry air in Vegas is going to pick that screw blower up, and that can change.
Well, but who's running a screw?
Belushi and Justin Bond.
Yeah, I mean, and I like both of those guys, but Chris can make that up on the starting line, though. Like,
true.
I'm not saying anything that you can't go back on the qualifying sheets or the run sheets from rounds of racing to know that those guys are just not performing on the starting line. And when you talk about the screw outrunning him by 300 or 400, well, he can make that up on the starting line every single time.
Cool thing about our sport, though, is they only have to do it once. They only got to do it.
Yeah, but I just when it matters, I just
Vegas
don't know
is
that
it.
they can.
Vegas is it. Kudos
I may get proved wrong.
Kudos to the NHRA tech department. And you won't hear me say this a lot.
What?
Parity is good. It's as close as it's ever been. I don't think any combination, except for the nitrous car, is within 20 pounds of being good. And it shows when you talk about you got 5 or 6 cars within 100 points. If I have the balls to talk shit about them when they suck, you got to be able to take it and tell them good job when they're doing good.
Put my turbo comment up there.
I got to find it.
That's
somebody said Jared Flamin' Homo or something.
Oh, fucker. If I can find the funds between now and Gainesville, the turbo car will come back, and I'm working on it. I've got a couple opportunities to drive some different stuff. I would absolutely love to be in a pro mod again, but it all comes down to dollars and cents. So if I can put it together, I will bring old Red Velvet back and get ripping with the turbulated precision freaking boosted banging, popping, skipping. God.
You got that?
So bad.
I want somebody to give Lyle some money so I can watch him pile drive that thing in like a four-wheel drive truck.
I'm telling you.
Maybe so not the speed is limited in it. It's just got too big a blower on it. And we kind of all realize that now. But they've got that thing. They got that thing calmed down pretty good. And let's talk about Scruggs. Jason Scruggs had some jaw-dropping performance. I want y'all to know he used up 2 engines on race day, and that's one thing I think that you're seeing now is everybody's running it hard as it'll go. Jason Scruggs is a decently conservative tuner. Yeah. He doesn't burn up a lot of parts. When you see him go through 2 bullets on race day, they're running it really hard. The performance shows, but I don't want to. I've heard all year that they're just riding up and down the track, and they got 3/4 a CAD on the spark plugs and all that. You don't put 2 bullets in if you're not running hard.
All right, I'm going to answer this question once. Lyle, will you be in Warpath next week? Never again will I drive that truck, ever. Those days are over. You'll never see me in it again. And that's all I'm going to say about it. But no, never again. Don't care. I saw somebody else ask, and I'll answer it. Lyle, what dollar amount would it take? To like fully fund the whole deal, 600 plus probably.
But what do you need for the big Floridas? Like we talked about the other day.
If you could find $500,000, right? Like if you could find 500,000, I feel like you could probably make it work. But dude, it's expensive. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you. There are some guys out there that own all their own stuff, from nose to tail of the rig and trailer. Like I'm obviously just going to get in a car. The one that I would prefer to get in, if I had my choice right now, would be the turbo car again with Justin Elks and Elite and roughly. I mean, that's $500,000 would be a good start.
Props to Michael Cordova for new diesel 8th mile record. That thing's pretty cool. Thank you. I got a lot of questions, and I got some big KTR news to talk about. Let's get through this real quick. I do not know if Scruggs is coming to Vegas, but I hope so. Actually, I hope not because I can't outrun them right now, but I do hope so. Pro Mod is not going to be in Dallas this year because they refused to put down any asphalt. We're tired of parking in the gravel pit. So we love racing in Dallas. It wrecks our cars. We're hoping we can negotiate with the track to put down some asphalt. Some of that $20 million y'all are getting from the government, just sprinkle some asphalt around. We would love to come back. Let's see what else we got. We got that. Lyle needs a bunch of money. There you go, David. You're correct. Turbo cars are like a big old steaming hot pile of fajitas.
Well, I got 3 Wallies to prove otherwise. So,
all right, let's get to some shot news. We got to talk about shot. I got some KTR news. We got to talk about Ducks race coming up.
Wait, but before we move on from Pro Mod, I hope there's at least 1 or 2 of these guys watching. But for the love of God, will somebody in the pro modified class that is a driver and goes to the driver intro meetings, fire up all of you have social media and do something right now. From the outside looking in, the class has never been more bland. Nobody's talking shit, and mainly because JR Gray is fucking sucking it up. But there's nobody talking shit. There's nobody promoting the class. There's nobody doing anything
except for the class itself. He means drivers. Y'all.
I'm talking about drivers themselves. Like when Stevie and I were doing it, I was throwing my helmet and my gloves and crying at the top end of the racetrack. Like we were talking shit. JR was running decent. I was talking about cutting this. Like there was all this stuff going on. And Deb does a great job. She does a great job with the social media for the class itself. And the class itself as a whole is doing well. We've got full fields. All that stuff is good. But I'm just talking about giving people that are watching this show something to talk about. Somebody do something. If I could come out there, if I could afford to do it, I would do it. But I'm not in there. I can't just go out there and start talking shit for anybody else because I'm not in there in the mix. If I was, I would do it. But
if I can get
please
my whole head out of my ass and ever run good again, I'll talk shit for you. But you're right. JR's not running good. He can't talk shit. I can't talk shit. We run bad all season. We do need some rivalry, and there's some stuff coming.
You need some personality, when they have marquee matchups, and they call you 2 out on stage. Don't throw a couple T-shirts out and really glad my wife came today, and really hope this Viagra car runs long and hard. Like fucking say something. Fuck. Tell Chris Corn you're gonna kick his feet out from under him and fucking shit on his forehead or something. Jesus.
The problem is that only works if the other person will talk back. I have told that to Chris Thorne, and he just, I'll let my car talk on the track.
He's a soft-spoken guy, man.
Right. So like we don't have a lot of, let's call us hot-headed competitors right now.
But
I'm with you.
Said get Erica back in a pro mod. She'll get people fired up. She'll talk shit.
We did not run Father Time off.
Father Time left.
Well, he came back every once in a while. He'll reapply and then goes, wow, you missed it. And that, when are you going to donkey? And I'll let you fill this question.
I don't know what WIW is. Top level.
I thought it was like war in the world.
Oh, war in the woods. That's right. You're going to Donkey D on the Firebird, Halloween Havoc coming up. Oh, that's beer money.
If I'm ever in a war in the woods, that's bad. That does not mean the same thing to me as what it may mean to y'all.
No, you need to come. You need to come. You need to come with me when we go.
I will come with you, but I don't want to race in the woods.
So this past weekend was my wife's birthday. We just bought a house, which is one of the reasons I want to start a shotgun. And I just haven't had time. Nash D is
wild,
insane. Yes, that kid. I'm getting exactly what I deserve. But I've just got life. This is it.
Okay.
Life is just happening for me right now, and I just don't have time to go race. So I may get out. I am going to get out before the end of the year to do some no prep stuff, but taking a break for right now.
Let's talk about Dimitri. We talked about this a little bit earlier in the show. Dimitri, I don't know the physicalities of what happened because I didn't see it, but from what I understand, lost it in a burnout, went over there and hit the wall.
I mean,
everybody's bashing out the guy. It's really easy to crash one of these cars in a burnout. What you don't realize is when that thing's rolling through there, the tires are doing about 180 miles an hour. And if you miss it, if it chunks one, if it hooks, if you can do it, I've almost done it. I have people on my team who have done it. It just wrong place, right time, wrong time. Glad he's okay. As far as what happened to Manny, where Manny was at, I don't know the specifics on that, but I know it had nothing to do with racing. I think something happened family-wise or something. He was at the event and then had to go. We're hoping to have him back in Vegas for sure. I don't know the specifics on that, so I don't want to comment.
It was wild. It was absolutely wild. Yeah, she was literally on fire in her last run. I don't like her running pro mod. I'm out. Made my booty clench. I don't like
Mopar JD says like Lyle, but he don't have shit for that fiber. Let me tell you something. Beer Money is a no subframe connector, stock 8.8 out of fucking Ford Explorer and a stock block LS. When I finish this new car, we'll see about that. But if you're talking about me that against that Firebird with Beer Money, come by the shop and we'll look it over real quick. That thing is a piece of shit, and it's fast as fuck, but it's a piece of shit. Anyway, move on. Jesus.
All right, we're gonna talk about some KTR news, and we got a surprise for you guys. And then we got to talk about Donald's race. Things are getting away. Okay, let me see if I can figure out where my photos are. Let's talk about KTR shop updates. If you guys saw on social media this week, we are laying a lot of pipe.
Wow, you've been laying the dong.
Yeah, we laid a lot of pipe, and then this week,
so funny.
we're starting to get our grading done. This thing looked like a forest last week. We're starting to kind of get a little closer.
Was it War in the Woods?
This is we're building us a racetrack for War in the Woods. They built my detention pond in the wrong spot. But I do have a very exciting announcement at KTR. We are, as we get ready.
Hey, you were going to talk right over it.
Who, me?
Yeah, you got to do the.
As we get ready to expand into our new facility, we're getting closer. A lot of you guys know I have big time plans in door car racing that have me being in and out of the car, what we're trying to do in our business. We have hired our first general manager at KTR, and I want to announce Don O'Neill coming on as our new GM. Don's a fierce competitor. He's raced top sportsman for a long time, and he is now going to be the face of our company, helping me run day-to-day operations. Don is moving to Indiana and is going to take KTR into the next chapter. I'm excited about it.
Is he still allowed to contract for Flo, asking for a friend?
We'll have to check out his contract on that.
He does.
Yeah, we'll try to. See, y'all think that these guys know what's going on behind the scenes.
I have no idea. He told me.
Does that blow your mind?
Yes, because he told a couple weeks ago. He wanted to know like what the future was, if there was just contract or more things going, and he may have a new opportunity, but did not know that.
Ooh, that's a sexy race car. I've known Don for a long time. We've tested together. I know him through a relationship started with Jeffrey Barker many years ago. My business has grown to the point where I can no longer run it by myself anymore. It's I work 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's exhausting. And where we're trying to go, Don's experience in marketing, his motorsports connections, his he's an Army veteran. He has tremendous leadership skills, and he's great at talking to people where I'm generally not. I'm looking forward to where we're going to go and how we're going to grow my business together.
Wow. I just got 2 texts that said you really didn't know that. I legit did not know that.
I didn't know that.
See, there you go.
Wowza. I saw a couple of things. People asking about factory stock. Super cool about Alan Johnson or that Factory X taking that over 200 miles an hour. Really, really cool. I love having him back out there. He is so happy. Like we sit and talk with him in the pits and at the bar at the hotel and stuff. Brutus is back, baby. And it's so cool. So cool.
That is awesome.
We'll talk about this a little bit when we get to Duck Week.
Mopar JD, I can take the shit talking, but when you said something about it, I just responded. I wasn't mad at you. Just letting you know. I got a new car coming.
Just a dick.
I got a new car coming, and I think I got something for him.
Woo! I can't wait. God, I can't wait. Here's what I can promise you. Whether you like me or Lyle or not, if we get a competitive race car, we're going to make racing fun. It's just what's going to happen. When you're running like shit, you can't really open your mouth. Like, if I start talking shit to Justin about racing NHRA Pro Mod right now, it's not even funny because he's so much faster than us. He's crushing us. But as soon as we get a big wiener again, we will make it fun.
God dang, the only show I didn't do a wiener counter, we freaking skyrocketed.
One thing about our racing community, whether you like us or not, we will generally all help each other. I got the call that they needed some stuff. They're not very far from my shop. I was more than willing to help, and they would do the same thing for me. So it's just I got a lot of comments on that. Most of all of us will help anybody. So it was good to see them go out there and win that deal. All right. Do you want to? So we have some stuff to talk about. Do you want to do what we're talking about?
Is anybody in the green room?
No.
Okay. Let's talk about Duck Week first.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't know. You guys said you want to fire the cannon. I didn't know what's happening. All right. So the mecca of radial tire racing is coming up this week. It is the marathon of all drag races. That is the only race I've ever spent 100 hours at in the course of one event at the racetrack. And now we have two of them together back to back. We've got the Battle of the Thrones, and we got No Mercy 98 coming at you in Valdosta this week. Donald Long always does a tremendous job putting on a show. I am excited. I haven't been radial racing since April. I'm looking forward to seeing the fans.
Your fill.
I am so excited about being at the track 18 hours a day for 9 straight days.
So you are going to be there the whole time?
I don't know. If I just pass out or I'm going to Disney World or something for a day or two, I will be there starting Saturday, and we'll just see how long I make it before
it's going to be a long week.
Looking forward to seeing RVW. Looking forward to getting Timmy Meisner with the M&W flaming burgundy banana back out there. I'll be crew chief in that unit. My G-Body Chad Henderson in the Buick is going to make its re-debut. Both of them blew up last time and couldn't make the next round. So the engines are all fixed, and I'm excited about it.
Last time we were radio. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Ladies first.
No, you let me go first last time. Go.
Okay, whatever. MacFab will be there doing beadlock. We still have a couple spots left. If anybody is on here that wants their wheels beadlocked while you're at the race, yes, you can bring them. Drop them off at the trailer. I will beadlock them I won't do a whole lot of that. We will beadlock them while you watch some racing, or if you are there racing while you are doing your deal, come back and get them. Just call us at the shop. Go find our number on our Facebook page or our website. Call us and get on the list. We'll bring everything down there. Beadlock your wheels on site. Just have a few spots left. I think I'm driving something while I'm there. Just not sure yet. I haven't finalize that with the owner of the car, but possibly an LDR.
So am I right that all three of us could potentially be at the same racetrack on the same time next week?
No, dipshit ain't going.
Oh.
I'll be at Stampede of Speed.
Well, you know, she got to go down there and be Texas strong.
No, what I got to do is
everybody's coming to Texas.
No, we're filming for the pro race, so you can shut up.
No, you're going to wear your bell bottoms and your Lou Casey's and go out there and line dance with all the
I wear quadra boots, bitch. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
I do everything.
How many? I ain't going to start it. I love that whole deal. How many boots do you have to sell to run 4 pro stock cars?
Well, here's the thing: is they don't only do it's Western wear. They got wallets, shoes. They sell leather to people like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, things like that. Like he's like the leather farmer guy.
But it's a leather guy. It's farm to table though.
It is farm to table. Some of the stuff. One of these times, I want to go to Mexico and put this facility on a video.
Yeah, you don't know that.
Like alligators hanging from the ceiling, and you just walk in, and it's just. You filter through different colors and textures and stingrays and this and that. It's freaking wild. But we are debuting a in Dallas, a new Midway thing. Remember when the Midway and NHRA used to have actual places to go shopping and stuff?
Yeah, when they had vendors there because they didn't run everybody off.
There was going to be a Quadro Western wear thing. It's going to pop out, have some racks, boots, all the things. So Quadro.
I'm going to come buy a pair of boots. I need a new pair of boots. By the way, Double O Shit Show said, just Don quit. Your ass is going about us to see you. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, and this crazy cult leader tried to tell me to start taking shots for the show tonight. He said, "Don't be a pussy. Drink tequila." I said, "No."
All right, we have a surprise guest. We've got something exciting to talk about. Let's fire up. Look at Double C. This was also not planned, but with the Pro Stock battle heating up and what we got to show you guys, I want to welcome to the stage 5-time Pro Stock champion, Double E Eric Enders.
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
Good. How are y'all?
Pretty good. We got some. How did I get myself?
Okay. Just
wow. Bring Eric on. Stevie gets big.
Matt, you'll have to fix this. I don't know what I did. Yeah, I'll let y'all talk for a little bit while I try to fix my screen.
Well, Erica was commenting and texting. This is kind of like the way that it worked with Clay. And I'm like, do you want to come on? And she says no video, but look how pretty she looks. Why would you want to look
nice? You do look nice. So before we get into what I want to show the fans, where's your head at right now? What's important and what do you got to do? Is it like Clay said, is it cool as a cucumber right now or you feel it?
I definitely feel it. I think anybody that says that they don't is probably fibbing a little bit. There's a lot on the line. And despite the fact that we've won it before, it doesn't change how much it means and the amount of pressure that you put on yourselves. All you guys are drivers, so you know how that goes. You don't want to let your team down. You want to do the best that you can. You want to shut the naysayers up. You just want to bring it. And so yeah, it's the pressure is definitely there. On the other side of that, though, I freaking love it. I love the pressure. Like, I'll complain to Courtney, like, oh my God, I had to eat 84 Tums this morning. My stomach hurts so bad. I'm so worried. And then I'll go out and be 007. Like, it's just one of those things that when I put my helmet on, it all goes away. But all of the moments leading up to it is very intense.
You have your eyes on.
And I'll make a comment on what you just said. As a race car driver, we're adrenaline junkies by design. You will find it difficult to reproduce. I don't want to call it being nervous. The internal turmoil that you feel when everything is on the line. There are very few things in life that can produce that inside of you. And as you do it longer, you'll realize that you can't really get that anywhere else. It's a different type of adrenaline. And when you get yourself in a position, I guess it's a fight or flight response, and you can feel that pressure. I love it. I love existing in that moment.
I do too. And I worry about when it's all over, what is going to replace lighting up that final win light at 4:30 Sunday afternoon and your crew coming down and tackling you? Like, what in life replaces that moment? I'm not a parent,
Nothing.
So I don't know that, but like, I don't know.
It's a fear that I have also. Like, what are you going to put in that hole? Like, where are you going to find that anywhere else in the world? You can't. It's not, because it doesn't exist. No. It's just not.
That's why
I'll try so hard to make it work.
Well, Stevie was so worried about never finding it again. He was talking about starting a shotgun earlier. So there's that.
I'm pretty close. I'm closer than we've ever been.
Too there, Fajita boy.
You said it too.
Yeah.
Okay, motherfucker.
Hey, so a lot of shake and bake shows. Like before the show, we're all joyous and we're excited. Today, me and Lyle are both just like this. We're like, oh my God, how are we gonna make it through the day? You want to say anything, C, before we blast off?
Well, we've kind of got a little bit of a big day tomorrow on
Tell us about it.
And personally. Flow Films spent about almost a year filming and editing this thing, about 8 months. And Don O'Neill just texted me and said he's still working for us. So
okay, good. There you go.
Thank God.
You don't have to go to Georgia.
Gosh, damn. So we've got the Enders sisters called Speed Queens, Enders sisters documentary coming out tomorrow. It's kind of the 20 years later from Disney princesses to F-bomb dropping shake and bakers. But I think Flo did a really good job. We watched it tonight. It's premiering tomorrow. Erica and I watched it tonight just to make sure that all was well and we didn't need to take anything out, add anything. I wasn't going to get in trouble by NHRA. all of that. And I'm even more so excited now for it. So we've got some trailers and stuff, but tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, flowracing.com. You do not have to be a member to watch this. It is in front of the paywall. So download it, log in, watch it.
Matt, fire that clip up because it's emotional.
Beautiful bean footage.
See if Matt.
I was probably 6, 7 years old the first time I heard her say, like, I'm going to be an NHRA world champion.
Erica spends a lot of time wanting and thinking and pushing to be the best there is.
If she never let the clutch out again, she is a part of history.
She is the best driver that ever sat in a pro stock car, ever.
Kick that in the nuts. Eric Enders is wild.
Because I'll stab him in the neck with this
Because I want to win.
How the does that happen? Not everybody's going to like me. I'm not going to please everybody.
Bust her ass, got it?
Yeah.
Erica would not be the Eric Enders we know without Courtney.
We got the weed and speed.
Courtney's Courtney. She's crazier than a Lawson piss ant.
I'm bigger than you, boy. Beat you up. That's what my life has become. My sister is a world champion, and I do TikTok.
I would say the biggest hurdle Erica Enders has is Erica Enders.
It's nothing you did. I can't
Her
drive.
passion and her emotion are misunderstood strictly because of her gender.
She reminds me all the time what I'm capable of.
All right, you're the queen, bitch. Let's go!
When it gets tough, she gets better.
I love, more than anything, proving people wrong.
What'd you do? Throw that bitch back.
To win at the level that we've won at is the ultimate dream come true.
Wow. If that don't get your wiener going.
Gosh damn.
The wiener counter.
I really
He's
screwed
missing
the pooch.
Look,
That's exciting.
I know out of all that, I should have probably taken something different. But what is Courtney crazier than? A what pissant?
Pissant.
A waltzing pissant.
I mean, what the fuck is that?
That's a it's out of Richard's mouth.
David Wright, if that isn't on a double O shit show shirt in the next fucking 2 weeks, I'm gonna be so mad.
That I'm excited to see that. What time is the debut of that tomorrow on Flow?
7 Eastern.
Did you guys, when you saw it, because I've done a little bit of video production when it's done, did it touch a chord with you? Are you nervous? Did it bring out emotion you're scared to show to people? Like, how deep is it?
Erica, you go first.
So I had a full blown come apart when I saw the trailer because I don't like to talk in third person, but like the Erica that the rest of the world knows does not say the F word, but they don't know what happens at the, thank you, Courtney.
Yes, you do.
What happens at the racetrack. It's a rough and tumble kind of life. So I wasn't pleased with all the cussing, but then again, it came out of my mouth, so I really can't change it, right? But and I didn't watch the video or the movie until this evening on my way home from work. So I'm pretty pleased with the outcome of it, less the F-bombs, I think.
Well, most of the spice is in that trailer. Like I told Erica, I was a little, when I watched the trailer at first, same thing. I was like, oh no, she's going to hate it. But most of the spice is right in there. And they do a really good job of not only telling the story of our entire past. We've got pictures and old videos from when we were kids and our parents and stuff. Then they kind of breathe in and talk about Pomona when they were actually at the racetrack. And then it's back to our past from the Disney movie, then back to Pomona, then Erica's later career, then back to Pomona. So it's kind of two stories in one. And I think they did a really good job of pinpointing our personalities. And they are. And like Erica said yesterday, like they're going to paint us in a good light, right? But like, this is my job also. This company full-time employs me and claims me and lets me represent them every week. And so I knew that they wouldn't not, but it's vulnerable and it's scary to put that side out of there. We were mic'd up for 4 days. I don't remember saying half the stuff in that movie. and that terrifies me, but we've seen it. It was really good. It was emotional for me, a couple of moments. the big moments, the 2014 win, how they portrayed that got me. I watched on the Stairmaster tonight, and then the very end, kind of both of us coming to where we are today. But I think it's a great story of 20 years later.
Did you feel vulnerable when you watched it? And what you talk about is I know I can't answer for Erica, but for me, if I edited that thing myself, all the cool shit that everybody would like, I would take out of it. Right. Because it is the things that make us, that show our imperfections that we don't want anyone to see, that allow people to have the connection with us that drives our sport. So it's a catch-22. If you feel vulnerable and you kind of don't want nobody to see it, I promise you that's exactly what people want to see.
Isn't that what I told you, E?
It is.
That's the truth. That's from my heart. That's the truth.
But somebody in the comments just said there's nothing wrong with being real and raw. And I think there's a lot of that missing, especially in the NHRA today, right? Like when I went on this rant about NHRA Pro Mod earlier and how there's no personality and nobody talking shit. Nothing for any of the fans to latch on to and to talk about tomorrow or on Monday following a Sunday race. And they're right. You know, like Erica, I've seen you in person, give interviews. I've watched you on the TV. You know, I watched you since I was yay tall to a grasshopper, and
Walton Pissant.
Double O shit show. There's your other comment, and I've actually said that.
But I think that over the course of time, when you've just got tired of putting up with other people's shit and whatever the people have said, you've gotten kind of a little more real and raw on Fox camera, right? And I think that this is good for you. It's good for Courtney. It's good for Elite. It's good for the show. Like I think that shit's good, and a lot of the sport is missing that. We've gotten to make sure you button all your buttons up and stand in front of the camera and do what you're supposed to do. And if we're going to continue to bring people eyes to the TVs on Sundays, you got to start saying fuck. You got to start laying your wiener on the hood.
Wiener,
not yours, your figurative wiener. And start fucking slapping people around. Like that's what it needs. And
that's why this show's successful too. And I think it's absolutely knee high to a Walton Pissant. I think that's what I've been preaching to E too. And what'd you say? What was your quote about? I've always been a button up.
Button down collar, penny loafer. Like, and I'm glad you said that, Lyle. Thank you for saying that. Also, but from the time when I started racing pro stock, I was a 19-year-old kid, fresh out of college or still in college. And you kind of like have to find your way because you're being thrown to the wolves, right? Not only is it drag racing and it's crazy and it sucks sometimes, but I was a female, I was a young kid, and you just kind of like be what people want you to be and do what people tell you to do. And, we had to tuck our shirts in and we had to wear this. And if we went out to dinner, we had to take our shirt off that had our logo on it, which I get all of that because I'm a business girl too. But like, you are absolutely spot on. And Stevie, you'll say it too. Because when you first started, like, I didn't know you before you came to NHRA, but like you evolve and you get sick of people's shit. You get sick of it because and I challenge the people that hate me too to watch it, so you can have more shit to talk about me tomorrow. But it just
damn.
Well, I mean, damn. I'm tired.
That's a on the forehead right there.
Yeah, I give my whole life to it, like y'all have, and you do everything that it takes all the time, and you try to do it all right. And this is what we got. So, like it or don't care.
It is and continues to frustrate me sometimes when we're running bad like we are now, and you get some folks that really get in my shit, and I've lost it too. I'm like, listen, I give my whole freaking life to this sport.
Everything.
Like I can't do anything else for the sport of drag racing than what I do. And then when you slip up and you say something that's not perfect, or you go red or do something, and the hater wagon starts up.
You're on a permanent 5-second delay because of your rawness. So
I still am on a permanent 5-second delay with the NHRA for live camera because of a little bit of comment in Vegas 2018.
Well, now Eric is too.
I am
right. But
not a 5-second delay. They asked me if I wanted to redo my interview because they didn't like what I said.
Negative.
So I said, "Do you want me to lie?" And they didn't have anything to say. And I said, "That's part of what's wrong with America today is people don't say what they mean, and they want to twist it and put it in this little box how everybody wants it presented to them." Well, if the track sucks, I'm going to tell you it sucks. Sorry.
Amen.
Amen. Bang. It's refreshing to watch you come out of your shell in the last couple of years. It's hard to, it's in this sport. Everybody always says, we want the grudge racing Stevie Fast. Well, the grudge racing Stevie Fast didn't get paid to race cars. He was cool and kicked the shit out of everybody, but nobody wrote him a check for hundreds of thousands of dollars to go racing.
Correct.
So the guy that gets paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to go racing has to clean it up a little bit. But you're still the same guy. You can be both. I can't. There's a lot of times that I want to say some stuff that will get me thrown out at a racetrack. I still get my point across, but I have tried to mature a little bit and not just go cuss out the head of the NHRA all the time like I used to.
Like, look, today you gave him kudos. How far you've come.
He did. And you still, like, again, it's a fine line to walk, but you still have respect that it is professional, right? We are not sportsman racers anymore. This is what we do for a living. We get paid a lot of money to do it, but also have respect for what you're doing and the people that you do it with. Don't show up to driver intro in your house shoes. Like that, we are business people. Go to work.
Right. That's right. Preach.
Did you have a cocktail at dinner tonight?
No, I haven't, but I'd love one. I haven't even had
God.
I don't have a roommate anymore, so I don't have an eating partner, so I haven't eaten dinner yet.
I haven't either. I'm gonna probably go to Raising Cane's after this, but you know.
So all right, let's fast forward and do some speculation. All right, y'all go through. You get through Vegas. You're going for it. You and Greg are racing for it in the finals in Pomona. You win the championship. What's the first drink that you're gonna have?
The first
after I bring her.
Yeah, the first drink, like so whatever you towed up there. You're not gonna plan it.
It'll probably be a Tito's Courtney made in the trailer, but usually they bring a giant beer cooler down there with Michelob Ultras and seltzers or something.
Yeah, the high noons. We pack a cooler right next to the hat box. If we're in the finals, if anybody's in the finals, I make sure the hat box is good to go. If we've got her next win there, we'll have a big banner for the winningest woman thing. But I pack the cooler, and some of the guys give me shit. And my go-to line is if I worked for John Force Racing, I would be prepared to win. And if we don't win, I'll come back and we'll put it back in the regular cooler. It's not being superstitious or like calling your shot. It's you got to be prepared to just send Cody back there and get the cooler, get the speaker, get the hats. Let's drink. So we always have a prepared winner circle.
So
when we won the championship in 2019, I locked it up in Charlotte. I went to the grocery store on Saturday night and bought champagne.
Yep.
And I showed up with it, and the guys were like, "You're going to jinx the whole deal." I said, "I expect to win, bitch. Like I'm coming prepared." And I was thinking,
prepared either way.
I was thinking this is going to be bad if I actually took a bottle of champagne down the track on the run that clinched the championship in my race car so that I could be the first one to pop the top. Yeah. NHRA flipped out. And I was thinking, if I get down there, something happens and this breaks and I lose and spray champagne everywhere, that's not going to be too good.
No, but it didn't because you prepared. And what's your 7 Ps?
Proper prior preparation prevents piss poor performance.
There you go.
Love it.
Rock and roll. All right, so what's going on in the world besides getting ready for Dallas?
It's Erica's birthday next week.
Happy birthday to you.
She's got to be 34.
Yep.
Happy birthday to you. So besides birthday, you do anything fun for your birthday?
I'm going to Houston. Oh, Courtney, you're going out of town.
But I meant the next week. We're going to buy some cowboy hats. We're going to go get fitted for cowboy hats, and we're going to shop in the stockyards. And we got a fancy dinner planned, and a friend coming in.
Yep, we do. Our friend that we went to Greece with that made a little appearance on y'all's show.
Oh yeah,
she's coming in, and we're gonna have supper. And then Wednesday at Dallas is the champions dinner. And since we won Dallas last year, I got to pick the dinner for the night. And then Thursday's Fan Fest, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is racing.
And then you're going to sit on Oliver Sunday afternoon.
I love Oliver. He's such a photogenic animal. That is a big unit.
I'm sitting on him this year.
Large.
He relieved himself in our winner's circle last year.
Oh my God, he did.
Yeah, it was like literally they put the ladder next to him for I could get on top of him to take a picture. And right before I got on the ladder, he did. And I'm like, thank you, God, for not letting that happen when I sat on him, because I would have never heard the end of it ever.
Can you imagine Eric Enders sits
God, I
on
wish.
bullshits?
Only on the Shake and Bake show do we have animals defecating in the winner's circle.
But it was the coolest part about that was there was somebody who came out of nowhere with a shovel and some spray shit, and that was cleaned up before it even set into the concrete. It was crazy.
Oliver might have had him a little steaming fajita there. Clay Millican says that both of you guys are going to win. Go get some cowboy hats.
And Clay Millican also loves fajitas.
He just ate a big old steamy pile of fajitas.
Erica, do you like fajitas? Tell Lyle.
He already knows.
I know, but tell him again.
I'll just say I love Lyle Barnett. That's all.
Politically correct. Now we're going to get politically correct.
I do. I like fajitas, but I love Lyle, and I don't want to piss him off because he's already pissed off and starting a shotgun, whatever else he said. Oh, my God.
Atlanta.
Erica's here tonight.
Y'all are sure you didn't have a pregame cocktail?
No.
Before you got on there?
Like it.
I did work with 18 Freemans all day long, and I want to pull my hair out, but
you want to start a shotgun?
That would make me want to shit.
No, I don't want to do that, but yeah.
Well, so tonight you started your downfall with the Shake and Bake show tonight and the documentary of all of our F-bombs tomorrow.
That's all right. It's going to be good.
Last time I came on the show, then I won the next week, so maybe that's good luck.
I mean, lay that on there. I don't have any, so I give it all away anyway.
Perfect. We'll take it.
Yeah.
Shut up, Lyle.
I was standing next to somebody's car in the staging lanes this weekend. They're like, "Don't land on my car, bro. We can't have that bad juju shit over here." I'm like,
Damn.
sorry, it's pretty rough over here.
That's pretty rough.
It is pretty rough, but we're on the way
Like
back.
the beginning of our year, we were like burning sage and trying to find.
We were trying to go find slump busters in small towns.
Yeah,
for our guys.
Yeah. I was on Amazon.com looking for a hex removal kit today. Somebody's put a spell on me.
I think going back and going to Ducks race and getting Stella you'll get your groove back.
Stella will.
You'll be fine.
Hold on, I gotta update Lyle's beer can.
And when you do, just remember how much fun it's gonna be.
Oh my God.
Because
it's gonna be y'all. If I ever actually accidentally win a race again, I'm gonna be so obnoxious. Everybody's gonna hate me.
Everybody hates us when we win.
Bring it on, I said. Because in June, when I was 15th place in points just a couple months ago, I was like not super stoked about life. But it'll always turn around. You just got to hang on long enough.
Just got to keep lining it up. Last time I did a shake and bake show from Brazil, I got hammered on Campinas and ended up having too much fun. So I don't know if it
like Eric and I in Greece.
Yeah. Obnoxious. All right. What else we got to cover?
That's all I got.
Double E, you got anything? You want to plug any sponsors? You want to steer anybody? You got any new t-shirts out?
No.
We're about to have some new t-shirts out.
You are?
You are.
Wow. About to have some 6-0s.
That was part of the preparation. 5-pound bucket of sprinkles and some new 6-pack t-shirts.
Look at what's on my computer right now.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm ordering sprinkles.
Listen, we grew up like you have to have a positive mental attitude, right? To be successful. Yep. You have to speak the things that you want into existence. You don't you don't strap in your car, spending millions of dollars and go up there and say, gosh darn, I hope I don't go red or I hope I'm not late.
Right.
You talk about the things that you want to happen and you believe it, and that's half the battle. So that's what we're going to do. But no, it was really exciting last weekend, even though Jason and Nikki and Chris and Jackie weren't there, but both of our JHG cars made a semifinal round appearance for the first time all year. Bo and I have both struggled, but they're coming back next weekend, and we're thankful for their support. They're going to be a big sponsor of the Pro Shootout race. They're sponsoring the Mountain Motor Series for the next 3 years. So they're really heavily invested in drag racing with Matt Hagen's team and Tony Stewart Racing. So super thankful to JHG and those guys and C-Tech and CHE and all my partners that make it possible.
Let you be yourself.
They do. They
exactly.
support
and
me
that's a big
don't
piece of
get
the
mad
puzzle.
at me, and it's great. We are so lucky with partners and being able to speak our minds, whether it comes to loving Jesus or Donald Trump or whoever, whatever. We're really blessed. So.
Yeah, there's your next 00 shit show meme right there. Hope somebody screenshotted that. Put that on.
Our ponytails.
Yeah, Bill.
Oh my God.
I just let him
That's crazier than a fuck Lawson pissant or whatever the hell
He
he
said it wrong.
You guys cracked me up.
Who did?
Y'all cracked me up.
Oh.
Whatevs. Well,
thank y'all. And
yeah,
please,
we really
y'all
appreciate you coming.
go watch the Speed Queens tomorrow night, even if you don't like me.
Yes.
Hey, if you like Erica or hate her, show up to watch her be awesome or show up and watch her make a fool of herself. That's what I always say.
Our buddy at Quarter Mile Media shared the link today. And he talked a lot of shit, but he still shared the link. So thanks for the fucking click
What
there,
a
buddy.
fucking dumbass.
Did he copy and paste it or?
Oh no, he had his own thoughts about what trash we are.
Oh,
that's good.
Yeah, I hear that every once in a while that we're rednecks and we're trash, but you know what? It beats the heck out of sucking.
Listen, if being redneck trash means showing up on that gorgeous private jet we show up on every week and go get to do the things we do with all the people we get to do, then redneck the fuck up.
Yep. Beats hanging behind the tower at 1 a.m. I'll tell
I
you.
bet he don't have anybody to shovel his bullshit.
Oh man!
Wow.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm so
Wow, you finally leveled up. It only took 9
took Erica.
to get in a good mood.
It took
If we have Erica come on, you get happy. If we have
It's just
people
Courtney.
talking about
It's
the
just
heat, you
Courtney's.
get pissed off. Or it takes
Courtney's
6 years.
sister.
Courtney's sister.
Love it.
Listen,
Thanks for coming on, Double E.
We'll be
Huh?
going down in front of the stands real quick, and then I'll shut up. But
Oh,
they'll
yeah.
be like, "Shake and bake, go Courtney," and she's like, "They like me better now."
I do tell her that as we're rolling in front of the jam-packed grandstand. She's like, "Fuck."
I'm like, "Hey, we're number 1." They're like,
No, it's
"Shake
like
and
they're waving at
bake."
me. They're waving at me. Every single day. They're
I'm-
leaning over the fence. Shake and bake.
Courtney's head gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
But do you know what? I have been in the shadows, as Ashley Simpson said, and riding that coattail for 30 some odd years.
Yeah,
It's
but that's
my
not
turn.
true.
Well, what I mean, so people think.
Yeah, it
Like,
is.
but that's why I like this Speed Queens deal that's coming out, because it shows that we're a package and we're a team, and like it doesn't work if we're not together. And all the things that I'm doing now didn't happen if I didn't ride that coattail, and you wouldn't have done all the things if I didn't have your brain in check.
Stock Eliminator car is at paint as we speak. I'm hoping to have it together for the Pros Superstar Shootout in February.
Racing.
I kind of want to drag it to a couple of those TB promotion races. I think that would be fun. I really enjoy Brian Wentworth and those guys and the work that they put in to try and make drag racing great. So yeah, I'll be driving an automatic, even though I talk crap about him.
What are you gonna do with that button? Like, you gotta push it and let go of it?
Well, yeah, that, but I
Bored.
also, because Jason Line's going to build the motor for it, and we might run it in AA stick. And if that's the case, then I'm going to really have a great time because it'll be a clutch car. But
Hell yeah.
it'll be a fast stalker. It's going to be, I'll give you one guess on the color. Bright elite red, and it'll be fun. It'll be cool to drive. Coming for you.
I remember when you had a sister that had a stock eliminator car. Maybe she wants to get her license back. It also was a stick shift car.
That would be awesome, Courtney. I'd let you drive it.
You know how to do that?
You can't drive a stick shift.
I sure the fuck did.
She won class. She has class Wallies with that car.
What?
Yeah. Fun fact.
Damn.
My Wally.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I did not know.
I'm just a no good motherfucker.
Did Erica ride shotgun and shift?
No, she was busy racing.
She have to pull the gears for it.
Also, that's mean.
No, but she did have to grab second wheels up, and she
Every
did
time.
it all the time. She did good.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, E.
You're welcome.
Fuck off, Lyle.
That's a 00 shit show shirt right there.
Hold the fuck up.
God, shotgun and shift for me.
Greg Anderson, not
Not
Pro
him.
Stock, Greg Anderson.
No.
Obviously.
Oh yeah, are we trivia? Are you trivia, Stevie? I'm not.
Yeah, I'm ready. I got one.
Stay on for this.
All right. So first, yes, you can stay on here. So first of all, Matt, I think someone says they haven't got a flask yet. I asked him to contact you, so please do that.
I haven't either.
You haven't got a flask? Y'all don't drink booze, so you can't. James Lyons. All right, for tonight's trivia, this is going to be, we're going to have a lot of people that think they get it right, and they're not. For a serial numbered shake and bake flask, Matt's already got the answer in there. On the Shadow 2.0, the quickest screwball and radial car in history, and the most awesome one ever to go into the water box, and the sexiest and the loudest. What?
Anything else?
The one with the biggest hooch archer and the most gears. Biggest
dong.
Biggest dong.
Largest mushroom stamp.
Okay.
Biggest dong, smallest top pulley. What was the make and model of the firearm that was on the roof of Shadow 2.0?
And Warhead would say, "Wouldn't you like to know?"
Yeah, I don't.
Did he already put it in here?
It's in the private chat up at the top.
Oh.
And there's going to be a lot of people that think they got it. It's not the Red Rider double carbine action BB gun.
Yeah.
I wish we had that video that I put on my Instagram this week about the screw blowers and homosexuals. That's the funniest shit. That's as funny as Lyle's promo video. All right, you got to have the make and model. Or we'll say the make and the caliber.
Did you see Lyle's promo video for tonight's show?
No, but I saw
your
Ninja Turtle shirt.
I was at the gym.
Oh, okay.
It's
I don't
not
dress up to go to the gym.
Smith & Wesson Model 29.
I'm getting a new gun this weekend in Dallas, 6.5 Creedmoor. Thank you.
Really? You know how to shoot that thing? Let me show you how to shoot it.
You know, I can't shoot a gun, and I don't know what that third pedal on the left is. I don't know.
Well, you're a girl.
I am.
So.
Yeah.
Also, for anybody who can't sense sarcasm, that is a lie.
Yeah. Hunting season coming up.
And we for Christmas go shooting with Dad.
I can't believe that enough people are not getting this.
I've seen a combo, but I've not seen them again.
I wish I wasn't using my phone. I would Google it.
We've had one person that's the closest, but kind of wanting that last part.
Yeah. I
might have to force and let them get let the person.
It's not a Thompson submachine gun. Well, I see one that I don't know if he was trying to be funny or not.
I got it. I got a guy.
I got a guy. There it is.
There we go.
50 cal.
Yeah, that's the two handguns that were on the top. It had two Desert Eagle 50 cals, and it said "Crushing Hopes and Dreams."
Do you have a 50 cal?
You have the 500.
Right here. Super rare.
Right here.
Badass.
I have actually several. But I have
one
I have a Smith & Wesson 500, and I have a couple more miscellaneous 50 cals in case of emergency.
In case of emergency.
KTR is your safest place in case of the apocalypse.
Or my dad's house.
Or your dad's house.
Screenshot of your YouTube account to matt@steviefast.com. For the other person that was inquiring earlier, I have never received an email from you nor a screenshot to go along with it. So if you got it, shoot it to me.
If you got it, flown it.
In your pecking order of KTR apocalypse places, you want to try to get here so that we can go to Matt's house, so that we can fly to Robbie's house.
Yes,
that's your pecking order of apocalyptic.
I'm close to Robbie's, so I'm just driving there.
Yeah, you're going there, but I'm saying if you're close to Evans, Georgia, or Thompson, Georgia, if we can get here and get to Matt's and get to Robbie's, we can take on most third world countries.
Yes.
I'm going to Greg Enders' house.
Or Eric's dad.
We just need to find ways to communicate between each other.
He's also my dad.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. See what I did there? Old blue shorts. You look like Superman. I'm just saying that. Did you see the shorts she's wearing?
The what?
She's got on like some Superman blue tights with a red and white sweater. She looks like Superman.
Captain America.
Have you
ever seen me and Superman in the room at the same time?
I see a good point there. See what you got going on there. Yeah, we do need a shake and bake show at the shooting range. We actually shot a very cool YouTube where KTR went shooting, and YouTube suppressed it so bad that like it has like 400 views.
Yeah,
Really?
It hurt the channel for.
It wrecked my entire channel for about 3 years.
No, seriously, six months they penalized us for it. Like they shadow banned the account or the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I like set the world record in radial and got 6 views. Like it was bad. It was bad. So the reason I'm sure me pulling out that S&W 500 just probably tanked the whole Shake and Bake show. So if you guys don't ever hear about us for a couple of weeks,
of my shirt.
Yeah, that's gonna help us too.
It's okay. He's coming back. Let him be. Let him be. Well, this has been great, guys.
Yeah, we were planning on no guests, and we have had 2 absolutely awesome guests.
This is why you got to always tune in. If you only tune in based on what guest is on the thumbnail and Lyle's stupid promo videos, and I don't mean stupid, they're awesome.
Lyle has the awesomest promo videos of all time. Lyle, if I ever get fast again, I want you to shoot me some promo videos.
I'm
Deal.
just jealous. I was at the whole time.
Come pick me up in the airplane. We'll jump out with no parachutes. All kinds of crazy shit. It'd be awesome.
Not doing that.
I'm like, how am I going to outdo him? You can't.
Better than suck starting a shotgun.
And the last time I was on TV, you had to take shelter in tornado room or something. You weren't even on the show.
That was a very unique situation, and I still don't know what happened. But all I can tell you, there was some extreme convective activity in the southeast on that day. Well, there's in aviation, we'd call that a convective sigmet that was going on over my house.
You had the War of the Flies, and then you were doing that.
Yeah.
Do you remember that when I was attacked and I was like, I mean, they were everywhere. They were in my mouth. I was like, oh.
It's like my eyeballs, Lyle, just over there and over there.
Yeah, well, that's why you're so good when you let go of the clutch. You see both sides of the street at the same time.
That's why she wants to go stock eliminator race, and she's gonna start bracket racing.
Yeah, one eye on me and one on my competitor.
Yep.
You never know.
When you're shooting.
Only we can say this. If anybody else says this outside of the Shake and Bake Show,
we're gonna kick you square in the balls. Is what's gonna happen. We always have to make fun of ourselves. All right. Well, thank you guys. Are we doing a show? I don't know that I can do a show in 2 weeks. Let me tell you about my next 3 weeks of life. I have Valdosta coming up. I'm in Brazil. I come back and go straight to Vegas. So we're going to have to do the show. We got to skip the second week and do it on a third. Because we either do it pre-Vegas or while I'm in Brazil. What do y'all want to do? I don't know that I can do it while I'm in Brazil, is what I'm getting at.
Why?
It might have to be a third week because I don't know where I'll be at in Brazil. I might be in the boom boom room. I don't know where I'll be at if they'll have any internet connection there. So stay posted to Lyle's promo video social channel, and we'll let you guys know if we're going to be on in 2 weeks or on in 3 weeks. We definitely have to be going on before Vegas because Pro Modified finishes their season in Vegas. We want to talk about it. Pro Stock will have 2 races left to go as the rest of the pro classes can be hot. It's gonna be good. Might give away some money again. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, Matt, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Bye.
Stay on, everybody.